And you actually stayed in the studio for...
Yeah, I lived in the studio. I mean, it wasn't every day, you know, it took over a year to actually make the record. We didn't work every day on it. We started it, and then I went on tour, and then I would come back again and go on tour again. So it was the process was broken up over the course of a little over a year. But while I was there, I slept in the studio. I could have slept in hotels, but I don't know, it didn't feel right. I wanted to be really close to what we were doing, so...
But did he sleep there too?
No, he has a house right next door to the studio, so he stayed there. But I slept in a room where all the guitar amps are. There's a room a little smaller than the size of this room, and that's where we would record all the guitar amps in there. So I just made a bed every night right next to the guitar amps.
Okay.
And it felt really comfortable. I felt safe and protected next to some big guitar amps and small ones.
And what did he think of your previous records?
Oh, he liked those records, you know. He listened to them, and he thought they were really good. He thought they were good. Because they are good, you know. There's good songs, and all the sounds on all those records are really, really good. I stand by every one of them. I just felt like I wanted something more, though, something deeper, something that didn't just sound like it was some guys in a room playing together. I wanted it to actually sound like a bigger thing than that. So Mike listened to those records and he thought they were good, but he instinctively knew the step that I needed to take, you know. Yeah.
And how did he put that forward to you? How did he put it into words?
Well, he didn't really put it into words as much as he just put it into action, you know. The way Mike works, it would take all day to explain, but he just has a very specific, very particular way of working, and it's unlike anyone that I've ever known. And I mean, the bottom line is that he's just so demanding. He will not accept anything less than your very best performance. Because, you know, Mike comes from a classical music background. He's not uptight at all, actually. He's one of the most rock and roll people I've ever met. But he's very demanding, and the way he hears sound is kind of different than anybody that I've ever met. And, you know, he built the microphones that we recorded the album on. So he's an engineer, a producer, and he wrote and conducted the orchestra arrangements for this record. So he can write music, he can read it, he's technical and he's soulful all at the same time. He has everything covered, you know. His right and left brain work simultaneously. So he's just so talented, so much more than anybody else that I've ever really been around. So he just pulled me up to his level. Mike, when you work with Mike, he just pulls you into this universe that just belongs to him, you know. But it's not that he puts his sound on your music. He's kind of
he seeks for your sound.
Yeah, he's trying to find the best in you. It's not like I don't know. It's not like Daniel Lanois, you know what I mean? Where it's like there's the Daniel Lanois sound, and then you just insert the singer, you know. I mean, I think that sound started to get really old after a while because it was a set thing that couldn't change, and you just had to fit yourself into it if you happened to get to make a record with him. But Mike is actually different than that. He's looking for if you're the musician, he's looking for your identity, and he'll stop at nothing until he finds what's true in you, and that's what he did with me. So when I listen to this record now, it sounds like my emotions actually feel, you know. If I could turn myself inside out, or if I could just assign a sound to the way I am and feel, that's as close as it's ever come.